Good morning, everybody. The Rev here. Time for a cup of coffee with Jesus. Some good T3 Roasters Black Honey. I believe that's what it's called, but it's T3 Roasters. It is some good stuff. I'm telling you. Collinsville, Oklahoma, T3 Roasters. You can order online if you'd like. Well, I guess everybody is in a huge uproar over the opening ceremonies of the Olympics. I chose not to even watch it because I knew it was going to be some just poor debacle, just because that's just the way the world's going. I knew it was going to be it was going to be bad. I have an issue with that's the world is trying to just shove every bit of their agenda on there. You know, of course I preach about the gospel of Jesus Christ. Anybody who wants to listen, I'll tell them about it. I can't force it upon you. The word even says he's a gentleman. He stands at the door and knocks. Doesn't kick your door in. Doesn't shove it down your throat. But the world is coming to it's coming to a pinnacle point of making decisions. And when they just blatantly, just openly mock God in ceremonies of the world, what do you think that does to people? But I'm not surprised by it at all, because if you read the Word of God, you know that these things are coming. I'm not taken back by it. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed at all the other people that are involved with this, and they don't say, hey, I think this is just not... Really? Mocking the Last Supper? What does that have to do with the Olympics? Don't even understand that, other than it's just a mockery of God. But if you go to 2 Timothy chapter 3, starting with verse 1, this is out of the Passion Translation today. This is the one I chose to read it out of. But you need to be aware that in the final days, the culture of society will become extremely fierce. People will be self-centered, lovers of themselves. They're going to just think about what they want to think about and push their own agenda. They're not going to think about other people. That's just there. So let me start this over. But you need to be aware that in the final days, the culture of society will become extremely fierce. People will be self-centered, lovers of themselves, and obsessed with money. They will boast of great things as they strut around in their arrogant pride and mock all that is right. They will ignore their own families. They will be ungrateful and ungodly. They will become addicted to hateful and malicious slander, slaves to their desires. They will be ferocious, belligerent haters of what is good and right. Their brutal treachery, with brutal treachery, they will act without restraint, bigoted and wrapped in clouds of their conceit. They will find their delight in the pleasures of the world more than the pleasures of loving God. They may pretend to have a respect for God, but in reality, they want nothing to do with God's power. Stay away from people like these, for these are the ones whom their way into the hearts of a vulnerable woman or vulnerable women, spending the night with those who are captured by their lust and steeped in sin. They are always learning, but never discover the revelation knowledge of the truth. That's just today. All that right now that Paul was writing about, today, right in front of your face, right in front of your face, their conceit and their arrogance that they would promote and just put it out there in such a way that with the promotion that they do, that it's just on you. Like, look at this. In their arrogance and their conceit that they do these things. Because, like I said, slave to their desires, they'll be ferocious, belligerent haters of what is good and right. With brutal treachery, they will act without restraint. Nobody called them out and gave them any kind of restraint on what the opening ceremony was going to be like. Bigoted and wrapped in clouds of their conceit, they will find their delight in the pleasures of the world more than the pleasures of loving God. Plain and simple. You can call it whatever you want. You can just say, well, it's the transgender this, the transgender that. Man, it's the agenda of the enemy of your soul to just promote and display all this stuff out in front of you. It always has been and it always will be. The book of Revelation is basically good and evil ramping up at a rate, and the pinnacle is the end. I just get upset because I won't watch the Olympics, and I love the Olympics. My wife and I went to the 96 Olympics. Sat there, got to watch Michael Johnson win a gold medal. Yeah, I got to do that with my wife. Yeah, I love the Olympics. I love watching the best competitors in the world compete, because that's what it's about. It's not about your agenda. It's about athletes getting to perform at the level that they've trained for years and years. And I'm saddened that I won't watch it, because I won't give a moment's notice to anything of the Olympics. I will give you no power. I will not watch it. I will not display it, simply because I don't want your agenda. Am I saddened by that? Yeah, because I do like to watch a good track and field event. I like to. I like to see him. I like to see him compete at that level, because these are world-class athletes, the best in the world, the best. But not happening from the Rev today. So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you understand that I'm upset about all that happened at the Olympics, because I'm upset that there's not enough people out there saying, look, you're out of control, and put things back in check and keep it in check. But that's really hard when they become addicted to the hateful and malicious slander, slaves to their desire, and they are ferocious, belligerent haters of what is good and right. So they're just going to display your agenda. I watched some commentaries by some people that I follow, and it's just like, what took place there? He said, I don't have to display evil to teach my kids that it's evil. And the guy made the best analogy. He goes, I don't show my kids pornographic material to show them, see, this is what's evil out there. He said, so displaying that in front of your kids, displaying that in front of your family members, this continuing to display what is not right is not helping anybody. So, off my soapbox, on with my day, getting ready to go worship the King of Kings and Lord of Lords at church this morning. But just know that Jesus truly loves you. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing you can do about the love that I have for you. I can still be disappointed in what you display as good, because I love this at the end. They are always learning, but never discovering the revelation knowledge of truth. I would say that probably some of those people involved were some really highly educated people, but they don't have truth. Love you guys. See you soon. And just know, He is the King.